Savage versus Dark.
Starting to the bottom of the map, we have the player with the map choice. 0-1 in the series. Polar Knight is the map where he wants to turn things around. It is Savage for Jin Air Green Wings. And as in the first series that he played today, he's going up against the Protoss player starting in green to the top of the map. It is Dark. And guess what? Savage losing 2 games right at the start of this day against Dark, where he went into an early pool, and now after he started to play a straight-up game and lost as well, he decided to go back to his old MO and goes into an early pool again.
It's interesting to me that Dark does so well in these series. It's not somebody that SKT has fielded in Pro League, and he played solid ZVZs. I'm like just looking at this and going, is it just Savage is terrible at ZVZ? Is it just that his opponent's gone into his head? Because he is losing in every way possible.
I think he's just now rolling the dice because he's thinking, well, what exactly am I supposed to do here? I'm not really in a position where I can hit the timings that I want. And I just feel that he says, okay, I'm going to roll the dice here. I need to get in his mind somehow. I need to get in his head. I need to just win the build order battle at the beginning. And at this point, he actually has a fair shot here with the early pool that he has. He's going up against the hatch first for Dark, and this might actually be the first time that it doesn't work out for Dark at the beginning of the game. It will come down to unit control micro again. Also a question, of course, how greedy Dark is going to play this, and it looks to me very much like he took gas even before pool. He didn't even start a pool yet, so that's the worst case scenario here.
I think Dark was expecting the same as I, which was to be a hatchery first, based on what we've seen from every single game. That's what I would have expected. But he picks a 2-player map, does an early pool, and he may be able to force a cancel on this hatchery. He needs to, like, Dark may just let him tank that hatch. If he goes right into the main base with how late this pool is, he's going to be able to force drones off the line to defend the pool. We talked about this already. When he goes right into the main, this is all about the micro here.
Yeah, he needs to really control those drones now well, and currently he's doing an incredible job at that.
Yeah.
The danger is that you do not do enough damage and then you fall far, far behind if you don't kill anything. These pockets are so important, these mineral pockets. That's where you can just move in. And right now he's playing an amazing game. It's 17 harvesters against 10. Now he's starting to build his Zerglings. He has the lava now that he needs. There are more and more lings coming in, of course. The Spine Crawler would go a long way now.
Spine Crawler right behind
Once
the mineral
again, the pocket. Nice. Really well used here. He can take a little bit of damage on that hatch. That
he has a second hatch, too. He has a second hatchery. Don't forget. So if he loses this one, he just takes the natural instead.
He's not going to lose that, though.
I mean, he's not, but he shouldn't anyways. The drones here now fighting with the lings at the back. And he fights with the drones. Going to clear this up.
And, well, that is looking like it's going to be...
That's the end of it.
No, it's not going to be game.
It's the end of the pressure, I mean.
Yeah, it's the end of the pressure. We have 2 bases. We have the extra queen for Savage. He also has his own hatch nearly done. But that was a great hold here by Dark. He didn't lose a whole lot of units. He's a little bit behind in the harvester count and is droning up again. The queen's really making the difference here. So, at this point, I have to say, like, that was well done.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this one plays out because Dark still has the better production for now. And he's had better production for a little while, but at the same time, Savage gets his own hatch up. Worker counts even.
Like, the queen makes up for a lot. Keep the queen in mind. Like, he has not only the first queen out, he had the queen the entire time already, but he has the second queen faster. So the production is actually better for Savage.
True. Yeah, hadn't really thought of that. And he's going to be...
I mean, it's basically evened out. Not 100%, but like if you look at the harvester count now and you look at the army supply, the queens are still in favor of Savage, but just in general, it's very, very even at this point.
Yeah, I guess with the new 2 next queens that pop out for Dark, the game will be exactly even. It's almost like he's, in a sense, slightly behind, but it's like negligible. 5 Zerglings and 4 drones killed in total by Savage in this game. He has the faster tech.
How many drones did he kill?
5.
5. Okay.
Or 4, sorry. 4 drones and 5 Zerglings. Does he not get speed, actually? He pulled out of gas. He mined 68. That's a weird number of gas to mine.
A lot of minerals, by the way. It's 500 minerals that he's currently banking, and I'm very curious to see what he's going to do.
Is he just going to make lings? He doesn't have speed. He puts back in gas now.
I want to see the production tab. He gets additional gas, and he can now go into gas. He needs overlords, and he gets 2, but that is a lot of minerals there still for Dark. That's one of the big advantages that he has. Oh, wow, an early 3rd base here for Savage. And Dark can He can easily get another third as well.
He's also going to have the link speed to go across the map and harass. Did he start it? He did, right? No, he didn't. He's just going into roaches. So this could work out for Savage, this third base. These 3 lings are not going to be enough to cancel it.
Well, the thing is, like, we have that lair tech now, and that will give him the faster speed for the roaches. That's basically why he's getting that.
Yeah.
So if he hits another timing like he did in the last game, the problem with the faster roach speed is basically the same problem or very similar problem that you have with speed links versus normal links. You can't force engagements, and if you have the better account, your opponent always has to think about, okay, do I engage in this battle or not? Meaning that if Dark, for example, gets a speed upgrade for the roaches and moves into the attacks the third base of Savage, Savage will sit there and will think, well, if I move in and defend right now, and he has more units than I do, he's going to hunt down my army, I'm going to lose everything. If I sack the third base, I'm going to be in a bad spot too. So he really needs to get the units out to defend a third base, and that means he cannot possibly drone too much. And he needs to scout and find out when exactly Dark is going to move out and when Dark cuts his drone production, because at that point he has to mass units as well.
Savage has a ton of roaches on the way himself. He's going to have Zergling speed. And he might be aggressive just to start, to keep his opponent back on 2 bases. Third hatch gets dropped here for Dark. And this is shown, of course, to the Overlord. Lair only just now being started for Savage. So speed and +1 way ahead for Dark. I think Savage is going to be able to force cancel on his third base, though.
He should be, yeah, because he has a lot of speed links now coming in. The +1 attack upgrade is not done. There will, if he commits to the third, there is going to be a cancel, but he might just try to end it. He sends a few links over to the third base, I think.
Well, this is not a big enough group of roaches, to be honest. Queen's trying to transfuse, but this looks like it's too much.
Savage might overwhelm Dark here. Yeah, Dark is trying to move back already. That third base completely ignored. Savage now in the choke point, moving through, and he has too much. He's at 50 army supply against
GG.
28, and this is game.
Savage takes his very first map against this player.
Look at that relief. Wow.
1-1, it all comes down to one more Zerg versus Zerg, but it's on his opponent, Savage's, Dark's map choice. Whoa, this has been a crazy series. This has been a pretty crazy group, actually, all things considered.
And suddenly things are pretty tense for Dark. Like, it's actually, it's a little bit silly how that works. You have 3-0 against your opponent, then he wins 1 map, and suddenly you realize, well, if I lose another one, I'm out.
It's crazy. Like it's just how it's funny how rematches go and then you end up in a mirror. Like when you get the rematch in the mirror, it's like, well, damn, this is a mirror matchup. Anything can happen. Like literally anything.
This is like so. If you look at the group, Dark did so much better today, but it doesn't matter if this is the game that you need to win and you don't win it. Then it doesn't matter how many matches, how many maps you won over the entire group stage. It's this one map that counts. And Dark suddenly realized this, and this is like a really tough point. If you just add those 2 best-of-3s together, Dark, even if he loses here, would still win it, and if you could just accumulate the maps, because it would still be a 3-2 in his favor. But that's not how it works. This is the last map, and the winner goes to Code S together with Pet. That's how it is. The loser drops down to Code B, and it's Jon, so it's Dark map choice. So he has the chance to pick the map. And it wasn't Jon's the map that Savage picked the last time?
Yes, it was.
He played another 10 pool there.
Yep. I think actually these players will both, if I had to predict, they will both go pool first into hatch. Because they're both scared. And everything comes down to this third game. If any of them go for an early pool and aggressive play, it would be so risky, but it could have a high reward.
Well, we will find out if they do it right now. We are going into game number 3, the last map in this group at the GSL Code Group L, Savage versus Dark. Brought to you by Call